views are those of the host and not those of Clear Channel Broadcasting licenses. Welcome to the Know Nothing Show with Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman, who've been in the legal profession for over 30 years and now want to share their experience and knowledge with you. Hey, maybe they do know a little something. You can join Alan and Rich by calling in toll-free 1-800-889-0267 or watch them on elkinsandfriedman.com on Friday nights. Now your hosts for the next hour, Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman.
Hey now, everybody, and welcome to the Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Show. Once again, geez, I don't know where Mr. Friedman is. I know he's frantically driving his way up here. I think he told us last week, for the regular listeners, that he wouldn't be late again, or at least he'd have a different excuse. So we'll see what lame excuse he has as soon as he comes running into the office. In the meantime, if you care to see what we look like, and there's a good reason to be on the video tonight, just go to elkinsandfriedman.com, ELKINSANDFREEDMAN. Of course, you can listen to us on iHeartRadio anywhere that you are. So tonight, along with our regular cast of characters, besides myself and the vacant Rich Friedman, we have the lovely Nicole. How are you tonight, Nicole?
Good. How are you?
Very good. We have Linda Bordup. Hey, Linda Bordup.
Good evening.
All right, you see, I didn't screw up your name tonight, Lynn. Unbelievable. I'm still embarrassed from last week. We have Freddie, our producer. Freddie, you want to stick the old hand in the camera and wave? Okay, Freddie's waving. He's here with the lovely assistant producer, Linda. And tonight, we have my lovely wife, Kim. Kim, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well.
And we have three special guests of the furry variety. We have 3 Shih Tzus in studio with us. And I think we'll go around. Nicole, why don't you tell us about your little pooch?
This is Bella, or Isabella was her original name. We shortened it. And I've had her for like 4 years now. She's just the light of my life.
And Isabella is a Shih Tzu?
Yeah.
Full bred?
Full-bred Shih Tzu.
Hey, and Kim, who do you have with you on camera? Anybody that wants to see?
This is our new addition to the family. This is Annabelle, which means easy to love. We just rescued her. She's 9 months old.
Hey, hold that little face up to the camera.
I don't know. She usually has her tongue sticking out.
She did just have her tongue sticking out.
And what's really interesting is that Nicole, how old's Bella?
She is, I think I got her in 2010, so she's good. Actually, her birthday's just passed. She just turned 5. I'm such a bad mom.
Okay, so she's 5 years old.
She's just turned 5, yes.
Now, okay, and now Kim, how old? You found out today. We thought that the dog was 4 months old.
I found out today she's actually 9 months old. Her name was Turbo before.
Yeah, it's
Annabelle.
a retarded. Well, I don't want to say retarded, but that's just a stupid name to give a dog.
But we rescued her, and I was allowed to bring her home because we have another Shih Tzu that's home.
Well, we're going to go on camera for that right now, and that's who I'm holding. Okay, that's Tiffany. And Tiffany now is what? Actually, about 8 years old?
Tiffany is 9.
Tiffany's 9 years old, and I'm holding Tiffany. Anybody that cares to see her, Tiffany is a really well-behaved dog.
They're all good dogs.
They are
Pretty dogs. They're
3
all
good
dressed
girls.
up right now with bows, dresses.
Bow came out, unfortunately.
Hey, listen to this. For the first time in the history of our show, we have some sound effects. Thank you, Freddie.
Hey, you
All right, who let the dogs
Hey, I
out?
have to tell you, the first time I got Tiffany,
That was Linda Bordup.
Ooh,
Lynn, you have
gee,
special
hi.
effects? I didn't know that. All right, well, thanks for the special effects.
years ago, Alan didn't want a dog, and he goes, "What kind of dog are you getting?" I said, "A Shih Tzu," and he goes, "If that dog shits, I'm gonna sue."
Yeah, just as funny now as it was then.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is, I didn't know we were getting a dog.
He told me he would divorce me if I got a second dog.
Well, I was thinking about
I
after
said,
the
"Well, the
first
dogs
dog.
are going with me, right, girls?"
All right, so why don't you
With half
tell
of
the
everything
story?
you have.
Well, wait a minute. Kim, I was up in Orlando, and I got a phone call from you.
Yes.
You remember? What'd you say?
We've
How'd
only
you
had
break it?
Annabelle about a week now.
Yeah, but that's
She was
not the
gonna go
story.
to the shelter, and I just said, "Can we get another dog?"
No, I don't think you said. I think
said
you
I'd
said
pay for
something.
everything. What?
Yeah, no. I think the way you broke it to me, you made me believe that. Maybe you're in an accident. You said something to the effect, I have something I have to tell you, but I don't know if I should tell you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you told me anyway. But I will
I always
say,
get what I want.
sweet little dog, but you pay for this dog. These
Yeah.
dogs aren't cheap. Dogs are expensive. Between the special
Well,
diets and the vet bills.
Yeah.
Unconditional love,
Unconditional,
though. I could
you're
save
right.
them all.
Well, yeah. Well, no more
Rather have
dogs.
dogs
Kim.
and kids. Personally.
They don't talk back to you.
That's right.
Well, they don't talk back, but of course they have accidents, and that's no fun. But as long as you clean up the accidents.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Tiffany's really good. I gotta say, Tiffany really. We have pee pads around our house, what we call them. So we have a pee pad in a couple different places. So if we don't take her like after 11 o'clock, it's pretty certain that the next morning she'll pee on a pad. But she's really good about this. Now the little one has surprised us with a
It's been
couple
good.
treats.
I've been home. I'm not flying right now, so I can
Yeah,
train her.
yeah. So it's not bad. And what about you, Nicole? They'll have accidents.
She doesn't any. Well, yeah, yeah. I don't. We're not sure if she does because we have another dog who's older, and we think it's like
You
her
don't know who
that's
the
having the
culprit is?
accident. Bebe, she's like 14 years
Okay.
old. So, but Bella, every once in a while, will like if I don't take her out, she'll pee on the rug or something.
But do you use the pee pads in
we
your
just
house too?
got them again. 'Cause she was,
Seriously?
like, peeing on like whoever was doing it was peeing on our rugs. So we just
Oh,
started
hey,
using
hopefully
them
it
again.
wasn't Grandma that we had on the show last week.
No, not
Grandma, if you're
She's
listening, I don't
potty
think it was
trained.
you.
She probably is listening.
I'm sure Grandma's house broken.
No, I think it's Bebe.
Well, I guess we're about 12 after. We'll talk about our first. We may as well jump into our first article. And the only reason I'm bringing it up today, as I'm prone to do, sometimes I'll eat at Subway. I always thought Subway, maybe it's healthier than eating a hamburger at some of these other fast food places. So, of course, I was a pig. I probably should have done the 6-inch sandwich. But, for a little bit more money, you can get the foot-long sandwich. So the bottom line is I eat it, and then later on, as I'm going through stories for tonight's show, I read an article. It says Subway is to remove a dough conditioner chemical found in bread. And the name of this, I got to spell this for you guys. It's AZODICARBONIMIDE. I know the last part of it's bonamide. But the point is that the substance that Subway uses in their bread is also found in yoga mats and shoe soles to add elasticity.
I'm always on my yoga mat. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I know. And that just doesn't sound right.
No.
So Subway, now that it's been called to their attention, says we're in the process of removing it as part of our bread. They do say it's an FDA-approved ingredient, and it says Subway in a statement said the complete
who's here?
conversion. Oh, look who's running in the office.
What do we have, a kennel here?
Come on, join the party, Mr.
You're the last dog to arrive.
Come on, you mangy mutt. Have a seat.
You better have some pee-pee pads around here.
Actually, we already mentioned that, and we don't have pee-pee pads. I
Can
know.
we borrow one of your Depends?
Sure.
Yeah, there you go, Kim. Do we have a sound effect for
Yeah,
that? I always do
you can go
this.
there.
Sound effect on? Wah, wah. All right. Anyway, I was just doing the Subway story, Rich, and I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I'm saying how in the bread is a substance they use in yoga mats and shoes.
There it is.
And it says that this chemical is used by commercial bakers for the purpose of strengthening the dough, but it's tested poorly. So you'd figure, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Now maybe it's all in my head, but after eating my Subway sandwich,
It's all in your
I
stomach.
ran to the bathroom. What do you think? A coincidence or not?
No coincidence.
After reading the story or eating, like, did you?
I don't know. It's either maybe it's in my head, but I figured, oh my God, I'm eating like plastic. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm sure you've had worse.
So you were reading the story while you were eating it, like as soon as you were done eating it?
Yeah, when I started looking for stories, oh, look at this
Oh, my
Subway
God.
story.
That's bad.
So the only thing I'll tell you though, if that a food blogger has reported on this, and then she started a petition to remove it, had 67,000 viewers, so it finally caught the attention of Subway. And listen to this, and you guys are going to want to check this out now. It says grocery store breads and restaurant breads also contain this chemical, and other major fast food chains have products, the same products in their ingredients. And here are the stories. This may surprise surprise you. McDonald's, probably not too surprised.
Anything can be in their food.
Yeah, Arby's, not too surprised. Starbucks. Starbucks. So now when you go to either look at the goods that Starbucks has or even your store, you're going to look for this dough conditioner. And again, the name of the spelling is
Well, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. That's the rule.
azodicarbonamide. That's probably a good rule if you don't
Yeah.
recognize what
That
it
is
is.
it.
If you
All right.
can't spell it, don't eat it.
Now, I hate to tell you what
I just found the bread that I eat.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
are you serious? What's the bread you eat?
Nature's Owl.
Nature's Own?
Oh,
All right.
Oh, we eat that too, I think.
and
Once in a
it's
while.
and it's whole grain and supposedly healthy. It's full of this stuff.
It really says it here. I'll tell you what, we're going to come back to it. I want to see it during the commercial. Maybe you can put it on screen. Lynn, time for our first break? All right, we'll take our first break.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more bread.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges too much? More debt than you can possibly handle? Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins and Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida solve those problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call, 954-372-2630. When you visit, you might even meet Tiffany, the office mascot. Elkins and Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call 954-372-2630 and begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.TV. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. This is the Know Nothing Show with practicing attorneys Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman. Elkins and Friedman have been helping folks throughout Florida for more than 30 years, and they're here now to share their knowledge and experiences with you. Stand by for more information and fun.
He's like chilling.
I couldn't see that.
We're back, everybody. Feel free to just talk right in, girls. Jump right in.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, before the break, we were talking about how Subway has some kind of chemical in its breads that's also utilized by other places like McDonald's. And Freddie, during the break, actually now has on the screen Nature's Own. Now, how do you know, Freddie, that Nature's Own actually has that chemical used in yoga mats and shoes of soles? This is a picture.
I looked up the chemical name
Wow.
you gave me, and these are all the products.
Holy cow.
Look at
Yeah,
this. You
there's
listen to
probably
the
some
Big
cow
Mac.
in there too, Rich. But yeah, it's in burgers. It's in, I guess it's common. So I don't know.
It must have to do with the shelf life. You know, they want the stuff to last like a week or two, so they put that stuff in there to preserve it.
Well, Rich, you always try to eat healthy. You don't go to these places that generally.
No, I don't eat at McDonald's or Burger
So you
King.
probably
but,
don't eat much of anything on there,
but
right?
it doesn't matter. I think it's wherever you go. You go to any probably restaurant, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing. And I know Kim tries to keep our we try to eat healthier, but I guess,
I try.
even like the yogurts. What's that thing we had the big discussion about in foods?
Oh, the GMOs.
Yeah, tell people, what are GMOs?
Genetically modified organisms.
Okay, and
Organisms?
genetically modified oil. They're in all these foods, even like yogurts that I eat.
Yeah.
I don't know. You
You
ever
gotta
heard
get
of
the
those?
Greek yogurt. 'cause
But that has it.
It has
That's in
it.
it
That's
too.
what.
Yeah,
Yeah, she eats what the phage, or how do you
Fage
pronounce
or
it?
yeah, that has it.
That's surprising.
And I eat
Unless
the
it's
what's the
organic.
one I eat? They all
You gotta
have.
make sure it's certified organic. Yeah,
Right.
sad. Anyway,
Oh, I hear some music in the background. Is
that?
that a special effect?
Somebody's phone.
Oh, someone's,
Oh, that's somebody's telephone. All right, well, what the heck? We'll,
Not me.
we'll push on. Anybody that cares to join us on the telephone can reach us at 561-844-6167 or toll free 1-800-889-0267.
I have a couple of things I want to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Did everybody see the Jay Leno show last night? It was
Rich?
the last show after 22 years.
Next
Yes.
story I had
No.
coming up.
What a coincidence!
Yeah, we did talk about it. You watched it.
Oh
right?
yeah, it was a great show.
It was
very
touching.
touching.
Yeah, I got teary-eyed.
I know.
You know what's the really weird part about it? The guy is number one. He's been number one consistently, even with Jimmy Kimmel coming on and David Letterman. He's still number one.
I know.
So you think it's fair to force him out for, you know?
I don't get it. It'd be
Jimmy?
different if he was like going downhill in popularity, but he wasn't.
I know. I just don't understand it.
And this is the second. They did it once before, and they brought him
Exactly.
back.
When they brought Conan in, they figured, hey, Conan's getting impatient. We got to push Jay out. And they tried to move Jay to prime time, remember?
Right.
Didn't work. But the ratings weren't good for Conan. Who, I have nothing against Conan, but I think people feel comfortable with Jay Leno.
This is the problem. They're trying to get a younger audience.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it's true.
and they figured Jay Leno's too old. The only problem is the younger audience doesn't listen to late night TV at 11:30.
Yeah.
and they're more into
And
like
that's
using
your
their.
call, Nicole. Your cue, Nicole. What do you listen to it like? Are you not even watching TV?
I
at
don't watch
11:30?
TV really. I really don't even.
I know.
I don't.
But did you know Jay
My
Leno
mom
was
has one.
retiring?
I've heard about it. Like I don't know. Sometimes in the morning I'll watch like Good Morning America. So that's where I've heard
So
it.
that's
I don't
how-
watch
That's
it
what I'm
at
talking
night.
about. So there's a younger demographic sitting
Yeah.
over there, and she doesn't watch Jay Leno.
Well, it was quite a show last night. He had on Carol Burnett, he had on Sheryl Crow, Jack Black, Chris Paul, Jim Parsons, Kim Kardashian, who was not
And
obnoxious.
Oprah Winfrey. Don't forget
And
Oprah.
Oprah Winfrey was the last one. And it was touching.
Yeah.
And the truth is, if this guy wanted to, I have no doubt he could end up going to Fox. Doesn't have anybody.
Right. He'd
Or
go
they clear-
anywhere.
He's number one. I have no
Yeah.
doubt if he went on, he would be number one.
Yeah, but
So-
he was
So
very
is his
humble.
Contract up? Like why? How could you force somebody out?
They made him go 6
It's
months
crazy.
early.
Well, his contract was coming to
Well,
a close soon.
6
anyway.
months early, you guys, and
Well, yeah,
they
tell-
paid him his
yeah, Kim
salary
knows this.
and all of the.
Well, wait a
everyone
minute.
on
Wait, the
set.
story is his contract wasn't going to expire for a while, but NBC decided because they had the Winter Olympics and they wanted to bring on Jimmy. Why can't I think of his name? Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
That Jay said one of the stipulations or conditions is that they had to pay all his employees
told
for
you
the
that,
next
yeah.
6 months.
And
Yeah.
him.
Well,
And him.
because they're moving the show to New York.
Well, they're moving the show. Those people are going to lose their job.
Yeah.
Plus they
Unless they
want-
want to move to New York.
They want the Olympics to be on, and then bring in Jimmy Fallon because it's during the sweeps to push him.
I know. So I heard
But Jimmy
Jay.
Fallon will be good.
You know, it'd be
He's
great if
very
a
talented.
month from now they decide to
Yes.
bring him back because they made a mistake.
They
again.
say he may do a car show or something like that. He's got a lot of cars, but I don't get it. The guy's on top. It's not like he was fading.
I
He was
know.
I
part
never
of-
care for his show.
They always say you should leave
There's
when you're
one.
on top, though. You don't want to
Yes.
be like people tired of you. And you're,
Yeah.
Well, that happens to be the
Yeah,
truth.
it's almost like
we
Elkins
won't
and
be back
Friedman,
next
right?
week. This is our swan song.
No, this is our new job.
Getting down now.
The law office is our old job.
Yeah, I think we peaked now, and I think we jumped the shark, as
we
they say,
haven't
by
even
bringing.
begun yet.
Right? We jumped the shark by bringing dogs into the city. Look at this dog, Freddie. We don't have the ability to zoom in. Look at this dog.
This
She's
is
falling
sweet.
asleep.
Right
Dress
here.
up day.
Sweet.
Linda board up. Is this the cutest thing you've ever seen?
He's the most relaxed dog I've ever seen.
I know.
Very
You
well.
get the
She's
tranquilizer gun before you came here.
Tiffany's
Like,
chilling
I mean-
over there.
Yeah, Tiffany's chilling.
Tiffany.
Well, you know what? That leads us into my next story.
great.
This
There's
may
one more I wanted to talk
Go
about.
ahead, Richard. What?
This is the 50th anniversary tonight.
Rich, okay,
What?
that story was number 7. I know what you're going to say. You didn't know I was doing this, did you?
The Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say G.I. Joe. All right,
No,
you talk
50
about the
years
Beatles.
ago tonight, the Beatles landed, okay, in New York City. And 2 days later, on Sunday, we're on the Ed Sullivan Show.
And history was changed when they came
Forever.
to the country.
Yes.
Forever.
Everyone has to like the Beatles.
Does everyone love the Beatles?
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, who
What's
doesn't
not
love
to
the
like?
Beatles? Okay, Nicole's rolling her eyes. Nicole, and I'm saying this
she
seriously.
wasn't even born back
I
then.
know.
Wait a
It wasn't,
minute.
it
No-
wasn't really my thing. I
Nicole,
guess,
can you name all 4 Beatles?
Maybe. No.
Maybe?
Probably not.
Wait,
Ringo
think.
And
Who's the
John
first one?
Lennon,
Ringo,
sure.
John.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Paul?
Paul.
Oh, Richard. She'll never get the
Sorry.
I gotta
last
help
one.
her.
He died a while ago. Think of the last
don't know.
Beatle.
Who died?
George.
Oh, George. Yeah, George.
Harrison.
Yeah, George Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know them, but I don't really listen. I never.
I don't listen to them now, but they're classics. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Their music has endured. You know, I'll take a story out of line because Richard said that's the 50th year. Believe it or not, G.I. Joe is turning 50 this year.
Boy, he looks good for his age.
Did you play with Army men growing up?
Yeah, I don't think it was a G.I. Joe, but because the
you played
G.I.
with
Joe were
Army
like big
regular
figures.
men.
I played.
He played with regular men. All right, Fred,
Thanks.
there you go.
No, you know, the little soldiers, you know, the ones that are about 3 inches tall?
Richard, yeah, it just looks funny when you do that. All right, but you played with the little Army men.
Yeah, I used to set up a whole battlefield
So did I, actually.
with the army and the soldiers
All right,
and
girls,
the guns.
we're going to need a few minutes here.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
You know what I used to do? I used to line up the Army men, and then I'd either take batteries or big marbles, and I'd try to knock them down.
Did you
ever
do
do
that?
Yeah.
No.
All right, well, I used to do that.
I used
Hey,
to
you know-
have like the Barbie come in and play with GI Joe and like bump them together.
Did you really?
Make little like kissy noises when I
Seriously?
did.
Is that what they
yeah,
were
I
doing?
would take the neighbor's little. I was a bad kid though.
Are you telling us Barbie was grinding on G.I. Joe?
Yeah, they were under the bed. We used to be
Under the bed? I don't want to know.
well, you know, Barbie left and went with G.I. Joe, so then they started selling the divorced Barbie, and it came with half a Ken shit.
Because I thought Barbie dated Ken.
Okay, my wife made a joke, but you said it too quickly. It came with.
They started selling the divorced Barbie, and she came with half a Ken shit.
No, I don't think we say that.
Sorry.
Yeah, they dump that.
Shih Tzu.
Stop.
Shih Tzus are on
Shih
the
Tzu.
She came with a Shih Tzu.
If you're going to say that, you say she came with half of Ken's Shih Tzu.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, there we
Crap.
go.
Appropriate.
Can you say crap?
Anyway, yeah, I think that we can say.
I think Jay Leno's not the only one that's going to be losing his show.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, G.I. Joe remains a popular brand for Hasbro, and they
Well, there was
sell
a movie
ton
with
of
G.I. Joe, wasn't there?
Yeah, I've actually seen. I'm not embarrassed to say I've probably seen.
I
think
bet you're
there's
going to
3 or
run out and
4.
see the Lego movie.
No, I'm not going to see the Lego
No?
movie. Nah, in fact, I heard the reviews weren't very good for the Lego movie.
I thought you two were going together.
to the Lego
To
movie?
the Lego
No.
movie?
Listen to this. It says G.I. Joe was elected into the Toy Hall of Fame in 2004, 6 years after Barbie was
Let me
enshrined.
ask you, who votes in the Hall of Fame? Other toys?
That's a good. I have no idea, but now we know there is a Toy Hall of Fame. So enough with that story. All right. So now we've tied that into the 50 years. The story I was going to get to. You think? Listen, we have 2 minutes till our next break. Maybe we should talk about Philip Seymour Hoffman. Want to talk
Yes.
about him?
Oh,
That's a sad
Sad.
story.
very
It is a sad story. For anybody who doesn't know, and there's been a lot of publicity about the guy. I wouldn't say people would see him, most people, and know who he is unless they really follow movies.
Right, you have to
The
be
guy-
a moviegoer.
Yeah, he's a great actor, both on the movies and Broadway. He was
Yep.
also well known. They had
He was
Dim
just
the
on
Lights.
Broadway not too long ago.
I know, Nicole. You know who that guy is? Philip Seymour
Yeah,
Hoffman.
Truman. He played
Yeah,
Truman.
and that was a great movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was an amazing movie. He was
And
a great actor. He was.
He was. In fact, the guy, not so much. It's tragic that he died of a drug overdose. Apparently, he was clean for a long time.
But he's not the only one. I mean, think of all the actors that are
Good. Yeah, name a few.
I mean, what about the other guy in Manhattan? What's his name? That Keith was it?
Yeah, you're talking about Batman.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
Heath
overdose.
Great actor too.
I mean, going way back. I mean, there was like Elvis Presley drug overdose. I mean,
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
yeah, who died outside in Hollywood? Outside, his brother's a great actor.
Oh, at the Viper Room.
Yeah, at the Viper Room.
Yeah, look, even going way back to
John Belushi.
John Belushi.
There's no shortage of.
I mean, it goes on and on and on. What's going
It
on
goes
out
on
there in Hollywood?
everywhere, non-celebrities. It goes on every day.
Yeah, I guess maybe because
Delray Beach is like the recovery capital of the United
It
States.
is.
Is that
Delray
true?
Beach.
That's
Yes.
true.
More than even out in Hollywood. Hollywood.
It's probably the
It's
same.
Delray.
Yeah, it's Delray.
Really?
More
They
per
send 'em up.
capita.
I mean, they come here
say. Yeah.
for
recovery,
because there's some
yes.
good recovery places. In,
Well, there's a lot here.
I have
Yeah.
a friend that works at one. They run a wellness center in one, a spa, and it's like a very popular one because they do alternative medicine and.
yeah, matter of fact, there's one I think like in northern Palm Beach, like around PGA,
Yeah.
that a lot of celebrities go to.
I'm sure, yeah, some of them just aren't even publicized, but it's tragic. But I was wondering, and then with respect to the movies, he was also, and you know how much I love the Hunger Game movies,
Right, he was in that.
And there's still a couple movies to be filmed. One of them was practically all the way shot, but there's a last major scene, and I'm looking here. They're going to digitally recreate him in the scene.
Wow.
Isn't that unbelievable?
You know what they're eventually going to do? They're going to
Yeah.
digitally
No
recreate all
actors?
the actors. There won't be any actors. You won't need them.
No, they want all your shots ahead of time in case this happens now, because it just happened to Paul Walker too. So they're thinking now
that's
Yep.
right.
when a movie
That's right.
starts, they're going to kind of be proactive on it. in
Take
case
some
these
key
things-
shots of your actors right
It's
off
really
the bat.
Well,
pretty
just
bad.
telling him just in case.
Batman
We could do
after
that with
Heath
Richard.
Ledger
He's never
died.
here on time.
That's a
right.
great point. Have a hologram of Rich here. Yeah, I'll say it says editors will use computer graphics and camera tricks instead of rewriting the script. That's what they do now.
Yep.
So listen, I guess it's
We
time
don't need
for
clones of you two.
our next break. Let's take it now, and then we'll be back.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges too much? More debt than you can possibly handle? Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida solve those problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call, 954-372-2630. When you visit, you might even meet Tiffany, the office mascot. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call 954-372-2630 and begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. This is the Elkins & Friedman Know Nothing Show. Time to get back to Alan and Rich for more. If you'd like to join in, just call in 1-800-889-0267 and become part of the show. That's 1-800-889-0267. Once again, Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman.
And we're back. We've gone to the dogs. We have our three dogs with us tonight. We have the lovely Tiffany, the lovely Annabelle, and the lovely Bella here.
Bella, what a
And,
great name, Bella.
Why don't you-
Beautiful.
Does
Yeah,
it?
put the camera, wave, dogs. Let's see what you got going there. Look at it. They're waving. They're saying hello to everybody.
Kissy-kissies. Oh.
All right, Freddie, yeah, it's cute. Now let's see little Tiffany here. Anybody that's listening, these are the
No, but
world's
now listen,
cutest
you have to be
dogs.
viewing us. Our listeners can't see these dogs.
Yeah.
I know that, but just imagine the most beautiful dogs in the world, and these are our dogs.
We love
And we love dogs at Elkins & Friedman.
We love dogs. Dogs are always welcome.
They are welcome. You're more than welcome to bring your dog into our office.
Yes,
There's
we have an
nothing-
open dog policy.
Open dog policy. In fact, we'll even give them a little something while they're there, a little treat.
That's right.
All right, now, Richard.
Yes.
Just while we were going to commercial, you got a text message about somebody having an auto accident.
Right. One of our clients just got into an automobile accident, and they didn't know what to do.
Well, this is the great time to be informative. So let's see if this person calls. He may be calling
Or
right
she.
now. Lynn, do we have somebody on the air?
No?
It's
No,
for Rich. It's Priscilla.
Yes.
Okay, let's put
Priscilla on. Priscilla.
Yes.
Okay. Only first
Hi,
names.
how are you?
What?
Richard, okay, this is Alan and Rich. We do a radio show, and we usually don't talk about legal issues, but as we were going to break, you just called to tell Richard about your accident. So Richard has a couple questions which might prove to be helpful for other people that are in accidents, because we never really do mention that we handle accident cases.
Yes, we do.
So, Richard, what do you want to ask her?
Okay.
Pretend we're conducting an interview here. if
Okay,
it's
Priscilla, so what happened?
Well, I was leaving a store and I was backing out of a parking spot, and I was already halfway backed out into the drive, and a car was coming down the drive doing about 45 miles an hour and hit me so hard that I went from a diagonal back out to almost straight out.
Wow.
Where my car hadn't moved about a foot and a half, and I was fine. Everybody was okay at first, and now that I got home about an hour and a half after, I'm in a lot of pain, and it's progressively getting worse.
Well, let me ask you, you called the police?
I'm sorry? I called the police. I made the report. It was an undisputed of whose fault it was. And,
Disputed or undisputed?
Undisputed.
All right. Did they ticket anybody?
No.
They didn't end up doing that. Were there independent witnesses in the parking lot?
No, they couldn't find any witnesses in the parking lot.
Okay, so what you need to do now is you need to go to the emergency room or an urgent care facility.
Okay.
Okay, it's very important
And why is it important?
because if you only have so many days to go, otherwise it could affect your PIP benefits.
That's right. It'll affect the amount of PIP benefits that you're allowed to recover. So it's very important for you to go to an urgent care center.
Do you have a hospital emergency room nearby?
Yeah, I actually go to Imperial Point in the past for other issues, but I mean, I really think I'm going to go because I'm catching myself where I can't even talk right or think correctly. And
All right. Then what I want you to do is I want you to hang up with me now, and I want you to get over to the emergency room. Do you have someone to take you there?
yeah, actually, somebody is going to take me, but I guess my question is, like, how would I pursue this if I do have any injuries or serious injuries? that
Okay,
I,
well,
you know,
our law firm will help you with that. So,
Okay.
so don't worry about that. Right now, I want you to take care of yourself.
And let me just ask a question. Were you able to drive away from the scene in your car?
yeah, I was able to drive away.
Okay, take some pictures. You know, at some point, you want to go back to where it happened, you know, the spot that it happened to try to at least recreate. You know, there'll be a question, you know, who was traveling where, what spot you were in, time of day, things like
But we'll
that.
get one of our investigators to do some of that work, too. But right now, I want you to go to the emergency room right away.
Okay.
And what I'd like you to do is give me a call when you're finished there. Don't worry about the time of the day or the time of the evening.
Yeah, Mr. Friedman works 24/7,
Yes, sometimes even longer.
even longer.
So I want you to call me tonight. My cell phone will be on for you.
Okay, Richard.
Okay.
Thank you. I know you guys have been really good for everybody I know, so I appreciate your time and your advice.
No problem.
Doing that.
So go now and then call me later this evening.
All right,
All right,
thanks,
Richard.
Priscilla.
Okay, Priscilla?
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Alan.
Okay,
All right.
talk to you soon tonight. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been nice if there were independent witnesses, obviously,
Right.
to the accident.
But the way she described it, it looked like
That,
it was the other person's fault.
So hopefully we have to hope that the police report will be indicative of that,
Right.
that she
But
was already back
But even
up.
if there's comparative
Yeah,
negligence.
he T-boned her, it sounds like.
Yeah. So even if there's comparative negligence,
Yeah.
we're okay.
Well, I agree. All right. Well, that made my
She's
night.
okay.
We
That's
go-
the
Yeah.
bottom line.
Oh, yes, and that too. All
Yes,
right, we're glad to hear.
well, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I know.
Okay.
All right, so Nicole, tell us now. You were telling me when we spoke today about a lady that you know in a business that you may get involved in.
Yes, actually, well, a couple
Is it a legal
couple
business?
of good things. Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Very legal.
Tell us.
Well, I went to one of the salons that I get my hair done at. This really great hairdresser, Sanj, does my hair. Did it this week.
Is Sanja a man or a woman?
Sanj
with
is
it
a
anyway?
woman. She's
Okay.
awesome. She does the best blowouts I've ever had. So went there. I rented.
No laughing.
Watch
I
it, Alan.
decided,
Watch
yeah,
it.
don't go there. But anyway, blowout, not the other word.
All right.
Okay,
Go ahead.
come on. We got
So,
young dogs here.
I
Be
rented
careful.
I decided that I'm going to take a room there, and so I'm going to take a room to do my treatments, my aesthetics, massage, everything. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have my own little business within there. And I came up with some ideas of like what kind of treatments I want to offer, what things that I want to do.
But tell me about this woman.
Yeah,
Wasn't there
we'll
the
get in
thing
there.
with the bees?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
The
A
bees?
little bit. I don't want to talk too much about it because we're working on something.
Don't
right
want to
now.
jinx it, but essentially,
Yeah.
what's
Well, she does
behind-
something. She does apitherapy, or I think it's apitherapy. It's bee sting therapy, that she's been doing.
Bee sting.
Bee sting therapy. I've
Wow.
never heard of that.
Me either.
It's awesome, yeah. It's kind of like acupuncture. She works within the meridians, Chinese medicine meridian lines. So she, she has a degree in it. She's been doing this a long time, and she has patients that come to her that have like arthritis or any kind of neurological issues, multiple sclerosis. She treats so many things.
But
Like,
are you
I
actually
can't tell you.
stung with a bee, or they take the bee
No, they
venom?
take the bee. That's what we're working on one day. But right now, they sting you with the bee,
I mean, these are live bees.
the live bee.
But how
So
do they get the bees to sting you in the exact
She
location?
puts it right. Like she takes a tweezer. She puts the bee.
Oh my goodness.
Right where it needs to.
But then the
sting you.
bees die, right?
Well, yeah, the bees only live a couple of weeks on average. That's like just their lifespan. So she takes them when they're at the end of their lifespan because she has them working doing different things, making honey.
They're-
and
that's called busy
making
bees.
Royal
Busy
jellies.
bees. There you go, Richard.
So yeah, so she, when they're just about to die anyway, she'll sacrifice it for somebody who's in an extreme amount of pain or has a disease.
And the idea is the bee toxin is
But hold on,
supposed to help.
Venom,
some people
yeah.
are allergic to bee
Yeah.
stings.
2% of people are allergic.
So what happens to those 2%?
She has
die?
an EpiPen. No,
Yeah.
just
Oh, she has
have
an EpiPen right
They
there.
die,
My
Rich.
brother's
They
really,
Yeah,
he
you have to
carries
have
one.
an EpiPen. Like she wouldn't sting me because I never you have to go to her office first and have a medical workup, and it's very it's done professionally. But 2% I guess out of all the rest, there's over 100.
And
times
obviously,
stronger.
she's not going to
Like cortisol.
oversting you. She knows.
You have to sign,
Yeah, I bet. I like to
That's
see those
scary.
legal documents, right?
I know, no kidding.
Well, she
liability-
hasn't- yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't go
definitely
near
safe.
that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Have you ever
Some
been
people
by
get
it?
sick. Maybe the EpiPen doesn't work.
And what I wonder if that works with like hornets and wasps, or is it just bees?
Just bees. Just bees. I don't know. I'd like to have her come down here and you could ask her these questions.
Bring her in. We're going to
Yeah.
ask
We can
her.
actually do a bee sting.
Yeah, she can leave the
we could
bees
bring
Yeah,
her
we
at
could
in
do
a
a
little
bee sting
jar.
right here.
We could do
She's
you, Richard.
allergic to them.
Well, wait a minute. The best part is, Richard,
What?
I haven't mentioned the penis story in a while, but
Oh, yeah.
Nicole, did you not
Yeah.
tell me that there's actually some type of
It's
treatment
an alternative to Viagra, actually.
for bee stings?
Bee sting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gets the blood flowing, the circulation.
I'm sure there'll be guys
You
lined
want
up
to
to
you
get
want to
started.
volunteer for that experiment?
Richard, no, I was going to volunteer Freddie for that.
Freddie, yes.
I have a picture of a bee stinging a friend of mine's back. He was having back issues, so she stung the bee. She just placed it right in his back. I have a picture of it. But
And
I'll
what
show you
happened? I
next time.
bet that guy jumped.
No,
Huh?
he was totally fine. I was surprised. He was fine with it. He felt it, but it wasn't like a bee's attacking you. It's a very precise thing. It's right in the meridian spot where it needs to be. And I didn't see it swell up. He wasn't complaining. We talked for a long,
Yeah,
while.
let's bring her in. We're going to bring her into
Yeah.
the studio.
She could actually sting women's lips and make a plump, like filler.
Oh,
showed me
you
a
got to
picture.
be kidding me.
Bee stung lips.
But how
It's a
long
real
would it
thing.
last for, I wonder?
About a month or so, a
Be
few weeks at
painful.
least.
Hey,
And you know what?
Natural, all
But wait a
natural.
minute. Wouldn't it look kind of silly depending where they sting you on your lips?
the
It's
whole
got to
thing,
be
you
dead
really-
center, right?
I guess. She showed me a picture. It looked really good.
All right, you got to bring her in and we'll
Yeah.
find out.
We're bringing you in, Roxanne.
All right, now here's a story. I think this is the best story of the week. And I read this one morning when I woke up and I said, this can't be right. But you remember how I did the story about monkeys not being fed bananas because apparently they were unhealthy?
Yeah.
Do you remember
Bananas
that?
are
Were you
unhealthy?
here when I did that story?
I might have been late.
I was here.
Yeah, you might have been late. All right, well, this is the honest to God truth. You know how the weather in merry old England is pretty crappy most of the time? It's just
Right
not
now, I
great
hear it's
weather.
terrible. I had some English people in my office yesterday.
Did you really?
Yes.
And they said, Richard, the weather's
The
crappy.
weather is terrible. That's why they came here.
All right, so listen to
Always
this.
raining there.
There's a British, you know how we have SeaWorld and things like that? Well, they have stuff like that in
What do
the
they have?
UK. They have the Sea Life Center. And
Sea
because
Life
the
Center.
weather is so bad that they thought that their penguins were getting depressed because of the bad weather. So they started giving their penguins antidepressants.
Oh, that's healthy. Yeah.
And
So
then
now
they
they're going to
get
become
out.
like
Bananas.
neurotic. They're going to need psychologists
I
to
mean,
treat
come
them.
on. It says penguins in the British sanctuary are fed up with the miserable weather, so they're being fed antidepressants. And it just says apparently this place is in Scarborough. Honey, you fly to England. Have you ever heard of Scarborough? Well, Scarborough, they're
I
struggling
think
with
it's next door to Marlboro.
Marlborough. Very good.
Yeah,
There
thanks.
probably is a Marlborough.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if the Marlborough man lives there. I think he died, actually.
He did. As a matter of fact, he did. It's funny you mentioned
Marlborough man did
that. Yeah,
die.
lung cancer.
All right, I'm sorry, Marlboro Man, but and speaking of that, did you see how Leonard Nimoy, from smoking all those years, is now apparently deathly ill?
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Did you see they're taking cigarettes out of CVS?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
did.
a story behind that, though.
Kudos to CVS.
Yeah, but there's some
Yeah,
story
exactly.
behind it.
What's the story?
Because I don't know, maybe it's
They said
to
it
boost
wasn't
up their
healthy.
because they're still selling alcohol.
Well, yeah, but look, in all fairness, I think if I had to remove alcohol or cigarettes, I think cigarettes. I can't think of any redeeming value of cigarettes.
Nothing,
And
zero.
they sell like drugs there, medicine. They make
Exactly.
them
Yeah,
well.
pharmaceuticals for
Marijuana,
people
they're gonna be
cancer.
selling marijuana, you gotta-
Well, Freddie raised a good point. Maybe they're clearing the shelf.
I'm in trouble.
the
I'm a
cigarettes.
I think Freddie's going to
17-year-old.
Colorado this weekend.
Huh?
Freddie's going to Colorado this
Is
weekend.
that true, Freddie? You going to Colorado?
I'm gonna get
Freddie, I gotta
Remember
ask
now,
you.
he's from New York. He went to NYU.
Freddie, are you gonna try
Right.
to get a legal buzz?
Yeah, but you can't say nothing because it's still a federal offense.
Oh, is it really? All right. Freddie can't say anything, but Freddie will come back with his marijuana stories next week.
Right,
Lynn,
so
time
be
for our
careful.
last break?
You gotta bring your
All
own
right.
Doritos.
All right.
Let's go
Just
to
go
our
to
last
Amsterdam.
break.
All right, we got more to come, so stay right where you are. Don't get out of your seat. We'll be right back.
Life is so overwhelming right now, isn't it? Emotional and financial challenges too much? More debt than you can possibly handle? Are you facing divorce or another family law problem? Injured and don't know where to turn? There is a source of solid, affordable legal guidance. At Elkins & Friedman, an experienced lawyer will explain options and treat you with respect and dignity. They help people throughout Central and South Florida solve those problems. This is a law firm you can trust, where they actually pick up the phone when you call. They have a 30-year record of positive results, and they make legal costs manageable for people from all walks of life. Make the call, 954-372-2630. When you visit, you might even meet Tiffany, the office mascot. Elkins & Friedman take the intimidation and the worry out of getting the legal help you really need. Call 954-372-2630 and begin to make sense of your life. Offices in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. Non-lawyer spokesperson. Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422. You're listening to the Alan Elkins and Rich Friedman Know Nothing Show, with two longtime attorneys who are here to share their experience and knowledge and some fun along the way. The toll-free number, if you want to participate, is 1-800-889-0267.
And we're back for our final segment.
Yes, and this is going to be a good one.
It is a good one. So enough penguin talk. We will move on. The next article I got just before I came on air, and this is an amazing story. But there's a 16-year-old girl. She's been charged with distributing child pornography. Do you know why?
No.
Because she took selfies of herself, and somehow those photos got around. Word spread to a school officer who contacted the girl and her mother. And subsequently, the police confiscated her phone. This is in Virginia, James City County, Virginia. They charged the girl with one count of distributing child pornography. Does that seem right? That seems
Distributing
stupid.
her own pictures on.
Yeah, ladies, weigh in on that. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
have you girls ever done that? No?
All teenage girls take selfies.
That's not what he asked. I heard Mr. Freeman.
Every different
You're
girl
on the
is doing
stand.
it.
He asked you specifically,
Yes.
have you done that?
What, distribute pictures of myself?
Taken selfies and distributed them?
No, you take pictures of me and distribute them all the time.
Yes,
Secretaries
Damn.
have seen them.
but only the tasteful
Yeah,
ones.
ding for that one, ding.
Yeah, give a ding
But
for
it's
that
legal
one.
because
A big ding.
Well, I must say, Melissa, thought you had a nice rack, if that helps. That makes you feel better. Now, what about you, Nicole? Not letting you off the hook. Also, selfies to the exes?
Nope. I don't do that.
All right.
So I'm a good girl.
So somehow,
You got a
I
good
don't know. I
girl,
think
yeah.
your nose just grew, but what do you know?
Keeping it clean.
It says, if convicted, the girl will most likely have to attend a court-mandated sexting education program. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
And she'll probably have to
16.
apologize to the
Yeah,
victim.
you know who teaches that? Justin Bieber.
Does he really?
Right.
No, he doesn't
We
teach
went to
that.
curriculum.
Did you hear he's going to probably be charged with a felony for egging his next door neighbor's house?
Good. I hope they do charge a little twit with
I know.
with felony.
Yep.
I don't feel bad for the kid.
No.
He's had enough breaks. It says the girl will most likely have to attend a sexting education program, but will avoid having to register as a sex offender. Even
Well, it's not
the notion.
offensive.
I know.
It's not like she's molesting anyone. She's just.
It's crazy. It says, I guess this is quite common. It says the second high-profile sexting case involving teens so far this year. In January, a Canadian girl was convicted on child pornography charges for the same thing, sexting photographs to her, well, this is a little different, to her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. Oh, sexting nude photos of her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. That's
That's
no,
different.
no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, you're on the, I don't know. I got
That
a
would
real...
be weird if she was sexting pictures of her to her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
would
I thought
be-
you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, what's she trying to do there?
I know. I don't get it, but I just don't think that should be an offense. And
No.
We'll follow through on that story. And likewise, you remember, Richard, our story about the affluenza? You want to tell everybody?
Yes.
Well,
That's where I guess, how old was
kid
he?
in
Like
Texas.
18?
Yeah, something like that. From
Yeah.
rich family.
His attorney came up with this defense, affluenza.
Yeah, here.
He suffers from being too affluent.
Yeah, too affluent.
He doesn't know the
His parents
difference
didn't
between
teach him.
right and wrong.
Yeah, which is the biggest crock I've ever heard
But it
of.
worked.
But you remember how that judge cut all kinds of flack? But this is the upshot of the story. It says a judge on Wednesday ordered a Texas teenager who was sentenced to 10 years probation in a drunk driving crash that killed, remember, four
people, I know.
to go to a rehabilitation facility paid for by his parents. And that was in Newport Beach, California. Very,
No, it was
Wealthy area.
Texas, I thought.
No, it's a Texas case, but his rehab his parents are paying for is in Newport Beach.
Nice place.
Costing
by the beach.
$450,000 a year. So he's buying his way out of it. And people
Yeah.
say it's not fair. Two forms
I know,
of
because if he
justice.
was from a different home
Yeah.
that wasn't so wealthy, he'd probably be in jail right now.
Kills 4 people.
That's
And here the quote is, it's ridiculous to think that if we walk into court, we'll get justice. It says this rich white kid, she, gave him a pass. So I guess people are,
Because there was another case, I think, in the same, I think in the same area,
yeah,
where that kid, the same age, got 10 years in prison.
different outcome. I
Yeah.
think you're rich. You think you're rich. You are rich.
That's right.
Yeah, rich is
You're not
rich.
going
Now,
to jail, Rich.
That's why they call me Richie Rich.
that's right. It's disgusting, and I hope they kick that judge off the bench. Now, before I forget, because we're winding down, any movies you want to see this weekend? Started talking about the Lego movie. You
Yeah,
never
is there
really
anything
seen
else
Lego
coming out
movie.
this weekend? I didn't check.
I honestly don't think that there's any. I can't think of anything I want to see. I've seen some commercials where there are kind of movies similar to Taken. There's one with, who's the star of Taken? Nicole, apparently you watch a lot of movies. I love that movie, Taken. What's that guy's name?
Is it the older guy?
Yeah, the older guy.
Douglas? What's his name?
Yeah, to me, he's a middle-aged guy, not the older guy. But no, I can't think of his name, and that's driving me crazy.
Douglas?
It's
Really?
senility.
Lehman,
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
All right, very
yes.
good.
awesome.
Man, I love Liam Neeson, and I've seen Taken probably, I don't know how many times, probably 10, and I've seen Taken 2 a couple of times. You ever seen that?
Wait, is this the one on the airplane?
No, that's his new movie.
Oh, I'm not seeing that.
He's on the airplane, and apparently there's a terrorist on the plane
Yeah.
that somehow are killing people. That's right, Kim works on an
Do airplane
airplane.
movies scare you? What
No,
should
they're
that
just not
stuff? What about
accurate
snakes
at
on a
all.
plane? Did you see that?
Oh, excuse
No.
me, miss. Of course they're not
That's
accurate.
right.
Now, the other thing we didn't talk about, and I didn't even have this as a topic, the Winter Olympics. Does anybody really care about the Winter Olympics? Freddie's shaking
All
his
they're
head.
talking
No,
about
I
is
concur.
toothpaste. That's all they're talking about is toothpaste.
Well, Kim, yeah, you can share that. You know that any direct flights, I think, into Russia, that they're not allowing now
'Cause of
any
bombs.
liquids or paste. None.
Which, if they're letting that out to the public, I'm sure there's a lot more.
Yeah, so
They were making a joke today about they don't have to worry about that on any flights to England.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
People in England don't use toothpaste.
Yeah, the tooth joke.
I got into it when they started showing the actual athletes and showing different things. You know, they work so hard, but just, I mean, aside from that, if I didn't watch that, I wasn't really thrilled about it. I mean,
But are you going to watch the Olympics? I don't care. I just don't care.
I mean,
for
who
the
cares
Winter
about how
Olympics.
fast you can go down a hill?
Listen, and the other thing, I know that there
grew
are
up
very
watching
few,
ice skating and all that. I loved it.
Yeah.
few spectators.
Dorothy Hamill, I had her haircut.
Or Bill, or
Look,
all
our-
those guys.
Our comrades say they don't have working toilets there. The hotels are half finished. It's supposed to be just a horrible experience. So.
I don't know who picked
Terrible.
that
They're putting
location.
people in danger, you know, in harm's way for what?
I know. It
I
just
personally don't like going to Russia.
And it
I
said-
let my visa expire. I won't go there anymore.
Do you
Very
know even
corrupt.
like there are a lot of local, or not local, but dignitaries from other countries. They always go there for the opening ceremony. They're not going.
Yeah,
Yes, they're afraid.
anybody from the United States, any government officials from the United States
I
going?
think some are going, but it just I think this is going to be the most unattractive Olympics ever. In fact, there was some quote where a Russian guy in the government said that it's greatly exaggerated what our Westerners are saying, and the way they know that they have cameras in the room spying on them. And I'm not making that up. If you Google
Cameras.
that,
Great.
that's what they said. That we know it's exaggerated because we see them in their cameras in the room, and everything works fine. I know, I'm
They're not
making
even
that
letting
up.
the athletes get the Chobani yogurt.
Yeah,
No?
they held up a shipment of yogurt.
But they thought it was.
I don't know.
It doesn't pass the Russian.
Yeah, the strict Russian standards.
Yeah.
I might
They have
some supplement,
standards?
though, that we talked about today. That's not good.
And
for
actually,
you.
I read that beer. I think Budweiser usually does commercials. They weren't going to allow Budweisers into the Olympic community. But I think you know that too, Linda. You heard that? Yeah. or
Wait,
just
did
shake
you
your
guys
head.
see the Budweiser commercial on Super Bowl? That was the best.
All right, you want to recap? Best commercial of the Super Bowl was the Budweiser. You're referring to the dog and the horse.
Yes.
The Super Bowl, didn't I tell you?
Freddie's right.
What?
Now, last week we went around talking about who would win. I do think Freddie's the only one that said that the Seahawks were going to win.
I picked the Dolphins.
That's right.
I think the Beavers. Who was it that we
You're right. That's right. I know. Well, they would have scored more points.
But somebody
than the
told me real
Broncos.
quickly before we have to leave that somebody who was that guy out in Las Vegas or something? He bet like Merriweather. He bet like what, $10 million?
Did he pay off on that bet, Freddie? Did the guy collect?
And you heard
Freddie, he
about-
picked Seattle, right? Did the guy collect on the bet?
No, he lost.
Ah.
$1 million. He picked Denver.
Well,
And
listen.
then what about the furniture store? They gave away free furniture. You heard about that?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna make
We'll
this
talk
up
about
next
that
week.
next week.
I had one other story, and that had to do if anybody watches Biggest Loser, the winner of the contest went from 260 pounds down to 105.
I saw that girl. You see her arms are like sticks.
And then was criticized for being too thin. There, anybody looking on the screen, there's a nice hefty woman, 260 down to 105. To me, she looks fine.
Well, with your approval,
What can I say?
she's
I'm a
okay.
pig. I think we're out of
adds 5
time.
pounds.
Lighten the board up. We have 30 seconds. Does anybody have anything to plug or say? Anybody?
Anything?
to plug?
Rescue dogs.
Rescue dogs. That's a
Rescue-
good cause.
Rescue dogs. Our doggies have appreciated being here, and hopefully you'll call
Spay
us
or
next
neuter your
week,
dog.
and we'll have more merriment
We'll
and
be- yes,
fun.
we have some surprises next week because it's Valentine's Day.
It is. We will have a
And we're
Valentine's
going to have our
Day
annual
surprise.
Valentine's Day show.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week and have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Elkins and Friedman Know Nothing Show, where maybe you learned a little something in spite of them. To reach Alan Elkins or Rich Friedman at their offices, call 954-772-6014 or 561-738-5988. Out of area, call toll-free 1-800-922-1277 or go online to elkinsandfriedman.com. Friedman is spelled with 2 E's. Be back here next week for more from Elkins and Friedman and their Know Nothing Show.